Local. We are live on YouTube and we are also live on Facebook. So please comment. If you have any questions, let us know. I have Facebook pulled up in the Storm Center, so I'll be able to walk over there and answer your questions here in real time as we're hanging out and briefing you and talking here this morning. But that's our big headline. This has been our big weather headline all week long. We knew, especially after Monday, when we had that EF2 tornado, it feels like, obviously, just yesterday, it was just about a week ago, but now talking about a tornado or two again, I know can bring some of that unsettled feeling back and some of that anxiousness. So we're here to keep you ahead of everything. Make sure you have the Fox 35 Storm Team app downloaded. You can go to your App Store, your Google Play Store, and you can get alerts to the palm of your hand. You can get radar in the palm of your hand, especially on an alert day or an impact day when you really need to stay weather aware and have that information coming to you as quickly as possible. So once again, it's an alert day. If you're just joining us, hi. We're on Fox Local, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, and we're going to be hanging out here for the next 10, 15 minutes or so and breaking down the impacts and what we're expecting through the remainder of the day. So the big story, why it's a alert day, is because of the threat of a tornado or two, the gusty wind potential, as well as the large hail possibility and some of the stronger cells that continue to move onshore out ahead of this cold front. This is the same system that brought tornadoes yesterday across Alabama, across Mississippi. On Friday, it was Missouri and much of the upper Midwest. This has really been a cross-country mover, and it's not done just yet. We can see Fox 35 Storm Tracker radar right now showing storms continuing to work into the panhandle, and really we're going to see this trend of more storms getting into north central and eventually central Florida unfold through the remainder of our Sunday. Thankfully, no tornado warnings right now across the Sunshine State, but we do have a severe thunderstorm warning. We can see some more severe thunderstorms up across the Carolinas, and we do have a tornado warning right now that is up across southeastern Georgia. So if you are traveling, say, out of Florida, northbound, it's not just us. Make sure you're keeping tabs and staying weather aware if you're traveling around the eastern seaboard today as a whole. So before we zoom in, again, make sure you're sending us in your questions, any comments, any concerns, and even if we get off of our feed here, I'll try to answer anything pressing as we head through the remainder of the day. I also want to let you know that we now have meteorologist Laura Blanchard. She is in the Storm Center as well. So we have all hands on deck, I should say, as we're continuing to watch these storms. Now, it looks like we actually do have a tornado warning. This is to our north. This is now a severe thunderstorm warning that did have a little bit of rotation, and when I was looking at it about 10 to 15 minutes ago, I saw that rotation potential. I'll show you that here in a moment, but there's a lot of lightning and you can see that's continuing. So this is an intense storm, not in our viewing area, but it is heading up toward the state line. This is where the wind shear has been concentrated at its highest so far. And again, wind shear, it's the difference in wind speed and direction, or the twisting of the wind as you head upstairs into the atmosphere. So this is north and east of Lake City. It looks like it's going to go right by McClenny. So right along the Florida-Georgia state lines where we have this tornado warning here and likely some hail. You can see our rotation product here now up in the strong area or strong realm, so to speak. So this definitely doesn't look very good, and I'll zoom into the cell with the velocity. It's not looking as great as what it once was. It looked a little stronger a few minutes ago, but you're seeing the greens and the reds touching. That's what we call a velocity couplet, or just an area of rotation, an area where the wind is moving toward and away from the radar site simultaneously, and that's how we're getting that potential tornado. So that's something we'll have to watch. And again, there's more storms offshore in the Gulf moving into north central Florida. So all of this is now, we've started to destabilize the atmosphere this is what we're going to have to watch closely as we head through the remainder of our Sunday. Here's the watch. This has now been dropped. For those of you in Tallahassee, maybe you have friends up there, maybe you're visiting up there and watching us here live, you're in the clear. But notice, still, many counties, many communities under this tornado watch now until 3 o'clock. All of our Fox 51 communities, and now we also have Flagler County and Marion County in this tornado watch as well until 3 o'clock. We'll have to see if this does get extended or expanded once again. Maybe we see a severe thunderstorm watch get issued or something along those lines. It all depends on how these storms continue to evolve through the remainder of the day. But we know we have the instability now. We know we have some of that wind energy, and that's going to help bring this potential for the storms. So with that, we're going to start to talk a little more about the impacts now. If you have any plans to get out and about, maybe you need to run some errands, hit the store up. It's dry now. This is a live look in Orange County out at our radar tower. It's blustery. Make sure you have anything on the lanai or the deck porch safe, secure. Not even just severe thunderstorm wind gust potential, but just downright blustery even without that. So make sure you're doing that. But if you just missed the last few minutes of talking about some of the radar that you're hopping on, we're just talking about the impacts today of what this system is going to bring to Central Florida and the peninsula as a whole as it moves on through. So in terms of the timeline, we've already seen the storms moving through northern Florida and the Panhandle. So that's going to continue here in the blue, 11 to 1. Eventually we'll see these storms start to shift to the south and east as the cold front moves east. So 1 to 4 is what we're thinking here in the red. So this includes Fox 51 locales, our northern and western communities in the Fox 35 viewing area like Flagler and Marion County. And then closer to the early evening through around dinner time is when we're going to see the storms arrive in the heart of Florida here across the Orlando metro, and then continuing to work to the south and east through Polk, Osceola, and Brevard counties, starting to get out of here likely closer to midnight or so on Monday morning. It's definitely going to be a quick moving system, but we still have hours to go and the potential for severe weather in that time frame. So I wanted to talk about the ingredients in the atmosphere. I've showed this a lot over the last couple of days. The good thing about what I'm showing you here, it combines the instability in the atmosphere as well as the wind shear or the twisting of the wind. So it kind of combines the two and gives us a handle on where we have that rotation potential or that tornado potential. And you're still seeing that across northwestern Florida right now. I have it set in time at 11 to start at the top of the hour. So as we head through time, you see it's still there, but notice it kind of diminishes. The best ingredients in the atmosphere, best dynamics are up to the north of us. So the instability is definitely going to be there, but it looks like the wind energy starts to fade. So what that means for us is that because of the instability, the heat, the humidity, these storms will be able to billow up high into the sky, but they'll lose their punch, they'll collapse. But with that, we get heavy rain. We also get gusty wind. So that's why the gusty wind threat is a little higher. It doesn't mean we can't get a spin-up tornado or two, but it just means that overall the ingredients become less favorable, which is what we want. That's what we want to see. So that's something we're going to continue to watch unfold and kind of nowcast, so to speak, through the remainder of our Sunday. Risk-wise, even if you're not under a watch, you need to stay weather aware because we have this marginal to slight risk of severe weather, a 1 to 2 out of 5 on the threat or risk scale. If you were watching us yesterday, this yellow, this slight risk was farther to the north and west. If you were watching us, we said, hey, this will likely get extended. That's exactly what the Storm Prediction Center did today. And now this means in the yellow, scattered severe storms are possible anywhere from Claremont to Leesburg up through Palm Coast, obviously under the tornado watch. But then here in the green, that's a lower end threat. It means that a couple of storms could turn severe here across some of Polk, Osceola, and Brevard counties. I did want to show you this as well because after Monday, I know a lot of us are still picking up the pieces from Monday, and if you were one of those that were sadly hit and still dealing with that, sending the good vibes, thoughts and prayers to you. You never want to hear tornado again after dealing with all of that. But Where you see the brown, that's a heightened chance of a tornado or two, and that kind of coincides with the watch. But here in the green, 2%, I know doesn't sound like a lot, but 2% was all we had on Monday, and that's what happened. So this is why we always want you to stay tuned, listen to us. You know, we want you to stay ahead of what's coming, and that's why we're here trying to give you the best information that we can. Now, impacts-wise, as we've been talking about, tornadoes, hail, gusty wind, damaging wind looks to be the main concern with the setup as it continues to evolve. Still tornadoes, still large hail possible in any of these really strong storms, but gusty wind looks to be the main threat. Thankfully, we're not expecting flash flooding. So if you have a question, maybe you're wondering, hey, I live in Osceola County, what do you think I could see? Or let us know. Comment that on Facebook. If you're watching us on Facebook, we'd love to know what you're thinking. If you're worried about something, or if you have a question about something, you can scan that QR code that you see there on your screen, and that'll take you right on over, and we'd love to try to answer them. And even if you're just hopping on and something comes to your mind later, throw that in there. That's what we're here for. We're here. Oh, great. I just heard from our director. We do have some questions on Facebook. So I'm going to walk over deeper into the Storm Center. I have Facebook pulled up here. So let me hop on and see what you might be thinking or wondering. And hopefully I can answer it to the best of my ability. Excuse me. All right. I see people watching in Kissimmee and St. Cloud. Awesome. Hi, Pam. Hi, Wayne. Oh, you're asking if you lose power, download this app. Excuse me. Oh, you're recommending another app. Hey, you know what? Any weather app, as long as it's giving you the information you need, that's what we want. But we're a little biased to the Storm Team app. So please download that if you don't have it. It'll give you all of that, all the alerts, all the radar in the palm of your hand. So I can pull up. All right, Gentry Patterson, you're asking about Gainesville. Let me pull up a map here. Hi, thank you for commenting. So Alachua County, Gainesville, you are in the tornado watch. So I would say right now, it's a watch but not worry kind of situation. That's how tornado watches are. It means there's a potential for a tornado if a storm were to develop. But right now, there is no immediate worry for those of you in Gainesville. But you can see the storms continuing to work up toward Alachua County. There are some stronger storms that are just offshore in the Gulf, moving in your direction. So you just want to watch the radar and, again, just stay weather aware. You can see that tornado watch. It includes Alachua County and those of you in Gainesville and all of our Fox 51 communities, Levy, Dixie, Gilchrist counties, and it also includes Marion and Flagler County here in the Fox 35 viewing area. So great question. Let me hop back into Facebook here. Rebecca, hello, Rebecca. The land in Daytona. So let me go back into the radar. So right now, we're dry in Volusia County. We're not under that watch, but we are under that slight risk of severe weather. So that means scattered severe storms. So let me hop back in. I'll hop into the radar real fast. Then I'll also hop on over to our risk map. But right now, the bulk of the activity is still to our northwest. So you can see just some clouds. We have had the sun peek out. That's actually not what we obviously want to see on a day like today, because it's going to boost the fuel in the atmosphere to help fire up these storms, help make them stronger. But right now, you're good in Volusia County, you're good in DeLand, you're good in Daytona, but those storms are going to be arriving as we head through the early afternoon. So I can pop up our timeline again real fast, and I can zoom into Volusia County. So yeah, going to be in that 4 to 7 o'clock realm is likely when you'll start to see those storms knock on your doorstep. So any errands, any plans, you are good to go right now. And that's one positive. Sunday is not a washout for us, but it's just a day that you need to be on alert, so to speak. That's why it's a storm alert day, to just keep you in the know and keep your eyes to the sky. Let me pull up our risk map real fast. And again, if you have any questions, you're just joining us, we're on Facebook Live right now, we're on Fox Local, and we're also on YouTube breaking down the threat of severe weather here across the Sunshine State today. So I mentioned Daytona and DeLand. You can see we're right in that slight risk. So that means scattered severe storms. I mean, there's a greater potential of seeing a strong to severe thunderstorm as we progress through the remainder of our day. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Dana. Hi, Helen. Thanks for hopping on. I feel like Facebook is giving me some issues right now. I might see if I can hop in on my phone. I feel like sometimes it brings the comments in a little bit better. And but Michelle was asking about the Melbourne area. So Melbourne, Brevard County as a whole, thankfully, not a watch right now, but you're in still a low-end threat of severe weather. That means a storm or two could turn severe and include some gusty wind and some hail. Now at this point, because it's later in the evening, we're already going to be losing the instability. The instability is boosting now as temperatures are warming, as the dew points are rising. Remember, dew points are measuring the moisture in the air. Higher dew points, higher temperatures mean more fuel for any sort of storm to feed off of. It's like dumping gas in a car. People at the theme parks. Oh, thank you, Zach, our director. Always. Okay. Well, this is going to be our last question for now, but I know there's a lot, so I'll try to answer. Myself and Laura will go through those questions. But yes, those of you in the theme parks, let me pull up. We actually have a theme park forecast here. I'll pop that on real fast. But in the theme parks, the storm's likely going to be arriving in that 4 to 7 o'clock time frame. You're farther to the west, so maybe closer to the 4. And that's what our graphic here shows, that chance for showers and thunderstorms starts to go up. So if you are enjoying the Flower and Garden Festival at Epcot and it starts to get a little threatening, you can hop onto the Storm Team app, check the radar, because again, there might be a storm in eastern Orange County or northern Orange County, but it's not raining in Disney, it's not raining at Universal, SeaWorld, but it could be raining other places. So just watch the radar, keep your eyes to the sky, and of course, you can keep it right on all of our social media pages, fox35orlando.com, Fox Local. You can download that app on your phone as well, so you can have everything on the go with you as you're making your way out and about today. But we're going to have more updates on YouTube, Facebook Live, Fox Local throughout the rest of our morning into the afternoon and evening. Be sure you tune back in, and if you have any questions, be sure to bring them, and we'll hopefully try to get those answered live on our next update. Stay safe, and we'll keep you ahead of all this storminess as we head through the rest of our Sunday.